We are going to be talking about how to build a working prepper pantry from the beginning. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I thought I would sit down with you guys and talk about how to start a working prepper pantry from the beginning. There is a difference between a working prepper pantry and an emergency pantry. So for us, I do a working prepper pantry, and that is because we use the food week to week or month to month, depending on how our meal plan goes and what foods we do need throughout the week. We use this food that you see behind me, and we rotate it and we restock it. Now, emergency pantry is just foods that you stock for your family that's just for emergencies, that you wouldn't use month to month or week to week, whatever the case is. For me and for my family, I feel like a working prepper pantry is more reasonable for us, and it does help with our grocery budget because we're able to pull from it when needed. Now, I do stock things like water and canned proteins and like Gatorade, kind of stuff like that, that is can just be for emergencies. But for the most part, I keep a working prepper pantry. So if you want to learn how to start a working prepper pantry, I am going to go over that with you guys today. Now, I still consider myself a beginner. So if you watch prepper pantry videos, they're probably going to give you way better tips. But I thought I would sit down and talk to you guys about my tips and tricks that I've used over the past 2 years and how I have grown or built my prepper pantry from not knowing anything about it. About 2 years ago is when I started mine, and I just did research. And so this is how to start a working prepper pantry from a beginner to a beginner. I have got my notes here. I have sat down and got 5 key points plus a couple other things, because y'all know me. If you're not new here, when I start talking about prepper pantry, I can get off on a tangent because I'm truly passionate about it. And I think it's crazy that people don't have it. I'm gonna be totally honest. I'm real with you guys. I don't understand how some people don't have food security for their family. So if you have been considering building a prepper pantry, then y'all keep watching. This is what we're gonna go over today. So number one, mindset. If you are ready to rock and roll, you gotta get in the mindset. Okay, I'm gonna start stocking up for my family. I'm gonna do it monthly. I'm gonna do it weekly. You have to get in your mindset that how you want to build your pantry. Once you get that mindset, like, yeah, this is important. I need this for my family. Or if you're, I've talked about how if you're just one person, or if you're a family of 10, it doesn't matter how little or how big your family is. It is super important to have food security for your family. So once you get that mindset, I feel like that's the number one thing. And I was talking to Luke about it too, to kind of get his point on things, you know, because I'm the one that built this, but you know, he sees how important it is now. So I kind of went over with him about things, and he was like, that's exactly what, you know, what it is, because I had the mindset before he did. Now he understands why I have this behind me. He understands why we have it, because there's been times where we've had to use it for a couple weeks to get us through, or, you know, we use it when we need to do low spend, you know, we pull from it. And I feel like that's one of the best parts about having that food security. It's not just for emergency situations. It is for everyday life, or, you know, month to month. You never know. The way the world is today, you never know. And the way that the stores are right now, people are, you know, businesses and grocery stores are having a really hard time with getting food in. The shelves have been really empty around here. I've noticed it a lot lately. And say next month, how's it going to look? It may not get better. It's probably going to get worse. So do you have food put back for your family that y'all can use in case of those situations, you know, where there's not stuff in stock, or what if you have a job loss, or get the big C word, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to think not just for emergencies, as in no electricity, no running water. Think of those other emergencies for your family, why it's so important to have. So once you get that mindset of, okay, I'm ready, I'm going to start my prepper pantry, then you can go on to number 2. So number 2 is space. I get this, I get people commenting this all the time on my channel. What if I don't have the space to prep? You've got the space somewhere. You have the space in your home. Now for me, since I've started my prepper pantry, I've always had an extra bedroom that I've been able to stock in. It started with 1 shelf, we grew to 2, and then now we're at 3. And I plan on, hopefully by the end of the year, having 4 full shelves of food. That's my goal for the end of the year, is to have 4 full shelves of food for my prepper pantry. But if you have, say, a closet, say you have a coat closet in your, and this is, I'm even talking about if you're in an apartment, because I was sitting there thinking, if I was in an apartment right now, if we just had to move into an apartment, and where would I put all this? Now, granted, it is going to depend on your space that you have, on how much you can stock. But having a couple weeks worth of food is better than having none. You know what I'm saying? So if you can somewhere in your house stock, say you only have room for 2 weeks, keep that 2 weeks on hand at all times. If you have room for a month worth of food, keep that month worth of food in, you know, rotate it, use it, keep it in stock at all times, so you have that security for your family. If you put it in a closet, put it in totes, put it in the closet. I have, hold on. I've got sheets that I have in my Etsy shop. The link is always in the description box below. I have created pantry or freezer inventory sheets. You can, it comes with this $5 set that I'll talk about later, but there's a pantry inventory sheet on there. You can take and print that off, write everything that you have in your tote, and put it on the tote and put it in your closet. Get the rolly carts, put them under your bed, label whatever, you know, label what all's in there so you can keep track, so nothing goes out of date, but you have somewhere. Like I've said before, if I walked into somebody's house and they had a shelf full of food in the living room, I'd be like, heck yeah, girl, you got this. Because they're prepared. It doesn't matter to me if you're embarrassed over having food security for your family. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be. When we moved in here, my father-in-law was, or not my father-in-law, my brother-in-law was laughing at how many boxes said prepper pantry when we moved. And I was like, hey, I'm prepared. I don't even care. I do not care how many boxes are full of food, because we had all this that we could move with us. And when we moved, it was unknown. Like, I know I have my YouTube income, but with Luke's income, we were moving without him having a job. We've never mentioned that, but we were moving with unknown. So if it hadn't worked out the way that it has with him working, this was very, very important, you know, because this was going to get us through in case we needed it for the income loss. So to me, it doesn't matter. But it is important to figure out how much space you have and base your space off of how much food you can stock. Because if you just have a closet, you can only put so much in a closet. If you have an extra bedroom, if you have a guest bedroom that has a bed in it and it's hardly being used, put you some shelves in there. That's exactly what this is. There's a bed in here on this behind y'all, the camera. I have my office, my desk, and then I have all these shelves that are full of food. I don't care. If someone's gonna come over, I don't care. I don't care if it's in the living room. I wouldn't care if it's in the closet and totes. I wouldn't care if it's in the guest bedroom, because I know that I have food security for my family. So how much space or how much food you can stock depends on how much space you have. And it also depends on how many people are in your family. Number 3, stock what you eat. I've talked about this all the time. Stock what you eat. One of the things that we actually have 1 can of right now back here but one thing I said I would never buy unless an emergency situation is canned chicken, because we don't eat it. So why would you buy foods and keep stocked if you don't eat those foods? And this even goes for like freezer things. Like, we don't eat a lot of sausage. So if I found sausage on sale, I wouldn't clear it out. I wouldn't clear it out and buy it all. Even if it was 99 cents a pack for a pack of sausage, I wouldn't go crazy because we don't use it. And then that's taking up room of stuff, taking up space. You know, I said sausage, so technically that's for your freezer, but y'all know what I'm saying. Stock the foods that you eat. You can keep track of, say like this next month, if you're wanting to start a prepper pantry, say this next month, or say for the month of February, keep a running list. Get you a notebook, keep a running list of everything that you use. Any canned, shelf-stable food item that you use that month, keep track of it. Next month, do it again, keep track of it. And that's gonna kind of let you know what you use on a monthly basis. Like for us, we use a lot of canned veggies. So I kind of keep track. We use about anywhere from 1 to 2 cans of corn a week. So if you're wanting, you know, a whole month worth of corn to keep in stock, or 4 months worth of corn, if you keep track of it, you can kind of tell how much you're gonna need, you know, month to month. So it just depends on the space. It all goes together. Like all these key points I'm talking about today, it all goes together. But I kind of wanted to break it down for you guys to kind of get, you know, for y'all to understand. And it's super easy to start. You just have to start. So stock what you eat. Go through your cabinets. Make a list of, you know, say, like I said, this month. Go through, keep a running list of everything that y'all use, that's shelf-stable ingredients for the month of February. And then you can tally it all up. Keep track of how much y'all use, and that kind of is going to depend on how much you need to stock. And then number 4. I already talked about number 4, y'all. I told y'all, when I start talking about a prepper pantry, I get off on a tangent because I'm so passionate about it and I love it. Number 4, I wrote down, how much should you stock? I just said that. Depends on your space, depends on your family size, and it depends on how much food you use month to month. Like I talked about the corn. We use 1 to 2 cans of corn every week. So if I wanted, you know, 4 months, just times that by 2, you know what I'm saying? So it's just going to depend on how much space you have, your family size, how much food you use, because you don't want to go out and buy 30 cans of corn if you only use 1 can of corn a week, because eventually, you know, you're gonna cut into the expiration dates. So if you only shop for what you use, you don't have to worry about expiration dates, which actually expiration dates was one of the questions I got. I had asked on Instagram if they had any questions prepper pantry wise, and someone had asked like, how long does stuff last? Expiration dates, I've touched about this probably a few videos back about a prepper pantry, but for me, I'm not too worried about expiration dates. If it is a dry mix, if it's like a dry pasta or even a cake mix, if you're adding the moisture to it, if you're cooking it, if you're adding the egg to it, if you're adding the water to it, the oil, if it's dry, I don't see a problem with it. If it is a canned good that's out of date, as long as it's not rusted or dented or anything like that, I don't have a problem with it. But that's to each their own, because everybody has their own opinions on expiration dates, and that's totally fine. So that's one of the things that, if you are worried about expiration dates, don't have that much in stock. You don't need 30 to 40 cans of something if you only eat it once a week. So shop that way. You know what I'm saying? Stock and shop the way you eat on a month-to-month basis. And then number 5, how to shop and stock. So this is the last key point of this video. So when I started my prepper pantry, I did have extra income coming in because I actually worked outside the home, but my whole point of doing this was to do it on a budget. I didn't go out and clear the shelves. I didn't go out and spend, you know, $100 to $200 just to stock my prepper pantry. I did it on a budget, and I wanted to add it in slowly. This didn't happen overnight. I told y'all, I've been doing this for 2 years, and it's not gonna happen overnight. And I personally, there's a difference between a prepper and a hoarder. If you go out and clear the shelves and buy stuff that you don't use, you know, on a monthly basis, if you just go out and go crazy, spend a few $100s buying whatever, not realizing it's not stuff that you actually use, just to have in your house, that's hoarding. I've had people comment saying that preppers are the reason why the grocery stores are like they are. No, it's not us. It's the people that go out and clear the shelves last minute and spend a few $100s and waste the food. Us preppers are prepared. We do it on a budget. We add a little bit at a time. We, you know, stock for our family's needs. We break it down. So that's two totally different things. I remember that comment. I'm sitting here like, because it really upset me. I mean, someone called me a hoarder. It's two different things. I am a prepper for my family. I break it down. I keep track of what we use. I restock as needed. No, that's not what we are. Two different things, I promise. So if you break everything down, keep track of what you use on a month-to-month basis. I have created a $5, when I first started this, like I said, I wanted to do it on a budget. So I created a $5 stock up sheet. The link is in my Etsy shop. The $5 stock up sheet, there is suggested pantry items, because just like I said at the beginning, shop what you eat. So this is just suggested pantry items that I come up with based off of what we eat. So one of the things I made important to attach with this is a blank one. So if you are totally different and none of this stuff that I have suggested on this sheet is for your family, then you have this blank one that you can fill in yourself. Now, this $5 stock up is a full year challenge. So if you follow this stock up, $5, that's it, $5 every single week. Go get canned potatoes, canned corn, juice. All you do, spend $5, add it into your grocery. Go get $5 worth of chocolate chips, $5 worth of canned fruit. Pick one item. It's broke down. Week 1, week 2, week 3. You spend $5 each week. And go get it and go put it back. Now, I'm not saying not use it, because like I said, I use my pantry. I rotate it. But I restock. So say you need a can of corn that you just bought. Well, the next grocery haul, go buy 1 can of corn and go put it back. That's how, if you go and replenish what you use, that's how you're going to help grow your pantry outside of buying, you know, one item, $5 worth of one item every single week. You're going to, if you replenish it, that's how you're going to keep stocked as you grow your prepper pantry. So like I said, this is based off of a whole year. So if you started, say you start your prepper pantry week this week. So this would be week 1. So a year from now, you would have all this food stocked for your family, and then just replenish it as you use it. So I will have this link in my description box. It also comes with a freezer inventory sheet, and it comes with a pantry inventory sheet. I personally don't keep pantry inventory just because I'm in here all the time. I know what I have. I keep using it. I rotate it and all that stuff. I do the, you know, I use it, I rotate it. Like I said, I do the first in, first out. So I will pull, if I use you know, if I use a can, I pull them all up, and then once I replenish, I put it in the back. First in, first out, just like at a restaurant. That's how I know that, you know, what I need, or, you know, what goes first, because it's in the front of my shelves. It's in the front. So I'll pull from, you know, here, and then I'll move all these cans up, and then the new will go in the back. So, I know I went off on a tangent, so I'm sorry, but I'm glad y'all are here. I'm trying not to make this too long. If you have any other questions about Prepper Pantry, just let me know. Leave them in the comments, and I'll try to answer them there so everybody can kind of see. But I have a whole Prepper Pantry playlist that y'all can click on and watch. If you're new here, if you've missed certain videos, y'all can go back. I've done a Q&A, answered a lot of questions. But I kind of just wanted to break it down for you guys. It all depends. I just wanted to break it down and make it easy and understandable for the beginners, because like I said, it can be very intimidating. For someone to just walk in and see all this, they're like, how did you do that? Like, because, you know, if you just walk in and see this, they're like, oh, you just went and spent, you know, $1,000 at the store. No. Spend, you know, like right now for us, we spend more because we have the financial, you know, we have it, we can spend it. But if you are on a tight budget, but still want to grow a prepper pantry, $5 a week, $10 a week, that's all you need. That's all you need. It doesn't have to be difficult. Like I said, number one, get the right mindset. If you're ready, do it. Number two, check on your space. See how much you can actually stock. It's gonna make a huge difference. So as I was editing this, I realized that I forgot to answer a question. I had another question, talked about what is some important things to stock up on if you don't have a ton of space. So for me, when I think of this, I think of, if you don't have a lot of space, cut back on either like sizes of things. Because like I said, something is better than nothing. And at one of the first things I think of is a lot of people stock the boxes of like chicken and beef broth, or they get the cans of the chicken or beef broth. If you don't have the space for the boxes or for the cans, buy the powder. That's what I use anyways. But if you think of it that way, think of like sizing of your products, or think of stuff that you can buy like that way. Like instead of a big box of chicken broth, you can buy the containers. You know, you can buy the containers of the chicken and the beef cubes or the veggie cubes. Think of it that way, because that's going to help cut back with a lot of space for stocking up. Number three, stock what you eat. Only buy what you eat. That's so important. Number four, how much should you stock? Keep track of it. If you use 1 can a week and you want 4 months worth of food, you know, put back, kind of average it. You know, if you keep track of it, average it out, you can kind of see how much food you use depending on like what you want to stock. And then number five, how to shop and stock. Do the $5 stock up, do $10. If you want to double that, like I said, this is based off $5 every week. If you have the funds to do $10 a week, then get $10 worth, or go get two $5 items at the store to put back. Shop the sales. If you see that a certain can that you like Campbell's, whenever they go on sale, I will go and buy my $5 to $10 worth because I want to buy it on sale. I go to the discount grocery store a lot. That's where I got a lot of my rice and my pasta and stuff. I buy it on sale. I buy it on clearance. You can do it. It's not that hard. It's super easy, actually. You just have to have the mindset and be ready to have that food security for your family. So if you have any other questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to answer them. And if you have any suggestions on like what you want to, like some other kind of sit down video like this, let me know. Like I said, I'm very passionate and absolutely love sharing my tips and tricks and food security with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.